All right, guys, we are live. Thanks for watching. We have an emergency broadcast because gold, silver, platinum, copper, palladium, your sister's ass, they're all rallying right now. Silver, 72.67. Futures market, gold, 45.51. Futures market, platinum, guys, 23.66. What is going on? I'm excited. Are you excited? Give me a 1 in the chat if you're excited. Can you feel the excitement in the air? Give me a 1 in the chat if you feel what I'm feeling. And give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear what I'm saying. My audio is coming in clear. So, I don't think I can. Oh, here you guys are. All right, I can see you guys now. It's exciting, guys. We're going to look through some charts. We're going to project out. We're going to have a little fun tonight. I don't usually do live streams. Maybe I'll do them more often. Now that we have something to talk about that's urgent, that's timely. But we're going to look at some charts. We're going to look at some data points. And we're going to look at some posts on X. We're going to go see what's happening. What's the sentiment online? What everyone's talking about? Let's go. So let's see what we got here. It looks like everyone is in the room. We've got a good number of you guys on. Hope you're enjoying your holiday season. I mean, this is an early Christmas gift if there ever was one. So yeah, let's go ahead and transition out of TradingView. And quick note, guys, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. Let's boost this broadcast into the YouTube algorithm space. And make sure not just us stackers get in on the action, but some of the normies who we may have warned. It's like the title said. The title on my thumbnail said, everyone was warned. Every normie, every stacker, everyone was warned about this. Now it's happening. But let's go ahead and try and boost this message out into the algorithm. Hit that like and subscribe. Let's try and get this video out to as many people as possible, including non-stackers. This could change someone's life. Better late than never, I guess. Although the best time would have been about getting in the last couple of years when there was still time to accrue. And now things are getting out of control. And another quick note, guys, from our good friends at the Bullion Standard Pro. If you're looking to add into your stack at the moment, then consider becoming a Bullion Standard Pro member. It's kind of like the Costco of precious metals. You pay $35 a month. And then you get access to all of their products at their pro price, which is like their super cheap price. And I'm willing to bet you're not going to be able to match a lot of these prices with your typical bullion dealer. So, for example, a 1 ounce gold bar, that's going for $46.87 retail price on average. This is based on industry average retail prices. With the pro membership, you get it at $45.50. So you pay $35 and you save $137. So it's basically a slam dunk, depending on what you're buying. That's the gold bar, 90% silver coins. If you buy 20 of these coins, you're going to save $107. Well, this is an outdated pricing sheet, but that's the idea. This one's more indated, I would say. Silver American Eagle, $82. You're going to save $788 with 1. With 2, with 20, you're going to save $155. So that's that. We have a link to that down below in the description box. Be sure to use promo code COSM10, COSM10 at checkout to get 10% off. You want to get your 10% off discount. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into the action. I know you guys are. Just go ahead and kick it off with silver. Let's look at silver here. So I'm going to pull up silver. And hey, quick note, I don't think I've seen anyone mention this yet, but it looks like we have some backwardation back in play. XAG, spot price is at 72.35. Oh, actually not quite yet. You know what? It was at backwardation like an hour ago, right before I went live, and now it's switched back. But yeah, it looks like it's almost about on parity with the futures price, the spot prices. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at silver. I'm going to freeze all of the graphics here. But yeah, this thing has been a thing of beauty. Just take a look at that. It has been all gas, no brakes. Actually, we did take a bit of a break here. All right, I'm not gonna over embellish things, but general idea is all gas, no brakes. Let's go ahead and take a look at this from a candlestick perspective. We've got the weekly sticks. Let's take a look at the daily stick. And bam, look at all of these green candlesticks. When you see all these green candlesticks here, guys, move over here so you can get a better view of the chart. When you see all these green candlesticks after another, that is momentum. You have all of these green candlesticks, very few red candlesticks. So they've got significantly more up days than down days. And I want to also shift over to gold here in a second, because I'm gonna tie it back into an interesting finding I found in silver. So gold also killing it, up to a new all-time high today, $4,513 spot. Now, here's what I wanted to bring to your attention. This is important. Now, look at gold from here to here. I'm going to draw a little cup and handle, right? Cup and handle. So what I did, I copied and pasted this cup and handle, and I went back to the silver chart. Actually, it should be the first silver chart I had. Oh, here it is. So the blue chart here is that copied pattern. So what I did is I copied that gold cup and handle from, I believe it was 18 to 24 or something like that. It's a much smaller compressed cup and handle, but I overlaid that and I stretched it out, and you can see it pretty much tracks the larger 40-year silver cup and handle. And when you overlay it on top of each other, you'll notice that we're now playing catch up to that blue line. And if that pattern holds, you can see what it says here, right? $400 silver, $400 or $500. If it matches the trajectory and momentum and movement of that smaller gold cup and handle. And you can see we're catching up here. Silver is in this case, and it looks like the bar associated with this existing month, or the month of January, goes all the way up to $102. So we may, I mean, I'm kind of going out on a limb here, but $100 silver by the end of the year, is it possible? I'm not going to say it is. I'm not going to say it's going to happen or not, but that'd be a wild move, $30. But hey, we saw a $20 move over the last several weeks. But still, what do you guys think? When do you think we hit that $100, that big round number, that $100 mark? Do you think it'll be by end of year? Are you that bullish? Or do you think it's January? Or do you think it's February? Or maybe we have some contrarians in the house. Maybe you think that silver's run a little too high, too fast. Maybe you think that we're in for a correction. We're due for a correction. Let me know in the chat. Give me a 1 if you think that we will hit $100 silver, maybe in the next month or two. And then give me a 2 in the chat if you think that this is probably a local blow off top, not the end of the bull market in totality. That's probably going to last a couple of years from now, but just kind of like an intermediate top, maybe for the next several months. Give me a 2 in the chat if you believe that. And feel free to expand on that. Let's see what we got here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say about 70-30 ones. 70% of people think that we still have a lot of gas left in the tank. 30% think otherwise. See what else you guys have to say. I'm reading your chats here. Yeah, it looks like we got a lot more ones in the chat. So a lot of you guys think we still have a lot of juice left. So I'm going to move this here to the side so we get a clearer picture of the silver chart. And man, I just can't stop looking at this. I mean, I've been checking my brokerage account. I've been checking, CNBC. I've been checking these trading view charts all night, guys. I mean, are you doing the same thing? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you took time off from work tomorrow, but if you are working, I mean, are you really going to be productive tomorrow? Anyways, you're just going to be on your screens, just refreshing over and over again. But, and you know what else is interesting is that this is happening on Christmas, around Christmas time. And why that's significant is, if you recall, I think it was like 2017, 2018 Bitcoin really rallied from like $2,000 or $3,000 to $20,000 during Thanksgiving. And a lot of people attribute that to the fact that people were together during Thanksgiving. And when people are together, they exchange ideas. So there's not really many of us, like us silver stackers, us gold stackers, like in the overall population. Like the people who are buying up this stuff are the elite. They're financiers, they're central banks, they're smart money people. They're people like you guys. But it's not the hodgepodge. It's not the rabble. But what happens when everyone gets together on Christmas Eve, and on Christmas Day, and all the silver stackers, all the gold stackers, all the platinum stackers, just start showing all this stuff to their family members, right? I mean, aren't you guys gonna? I mean, are you? Let me ask you guys a question. Let me know in the chat. Are you guys going to pump silver? I mean, are you going to bring up gold and silver during Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and so forth when you see your family? How are you going to break it to your family? So I think a lot of us are going to do the same thing. Well, I've been telling my family for a long time to get in on the action, and my friends, and especially my friend. They would never take action, but they took action about, when silver hit like $50. Like, really? Like, couldn't have bought it when it was like 25 when I told you to buy it, or 30 or whatever. You buy it now. But okay, better late than never. But that's just the way it is. So here's another thing. Here's silver rocketing on higher. Again, if it matches that gold trajectory, that's like $450 silver. Gold here by itself doesn't look to be slowing down. Now, I did include this kind of like this AI model that I run in my trading view, and it basically kind of just looks at some of the past price performance and extrapolates a trend up. So you can see that this kind of, this smoothened out line is starting to spike up a bit. It's starting to become more of a hockey stick. It's accelerating. If we look at it from a daily candlestick perspective, it'll also diagnose whether it thinks that we're in an uptrend, downtrend, etc. If you look here next to my screen here, it'll say the uptrend is strengthening. And the model, the AI model, is about 64% correlated with the pricing data. So that's a pretty strong correlation. So that's pretty high confidence that we're strengthening in our uptrend when it comes to gold as well. With silver, let's see what the model says here. I know it's going to say uptrend is strengthening, no doubt. 87% correlated. It's even more powerful. So yeah, I mean, this train it's taken off, and it doesn't look like it stops anytime soon. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't. Nothing I say here is financial advice, guys. But this is just all my opinion. But just looking at the data doesn't mean we can't have like something like this happen, right? Where you have a bit of a correction from 54 down to, what is that? A 15% correction down to the mid 40s, which is what we had in October. I'm not saying something like that could totally happen. But as you can see here, it barely disrupted the overall trend. We were kind of hockey stick-ing here, if that's a proper way of describing it. And then the slope kind of leveled off a bit. And now we're hockey sticking it again. We're about to accelerate. It's becoming more exponential. So it looks like there's something big going on. Something big is going on. And this isn't your typical retail buying. Retail is not buying this stuff. Let's take a look at the silver miners. Silver miners are surprisingly lagging the price of silver, and not in total, but if you do like SIL today, we were up. And what is the trend? What does the AI trend forecaster say? It says the uptrend is also strengthening with a correlation of 0.66 for the silver miners. But be that as it may, let's go ahead and turn that off. Be that as it may, the silver miners have lagged behind silver. So actually, you know what? I'll keep the silver miners here, and I'm going to include the price of silver overlaid on top of this. I'm going to do a percent scale, and I'm going to overlay also SILJ, the junior silver miners, and that's going to be on a percent scale as well. So you look at it from a 1-year perspective, we have SILJ, the junior silver miners index here in green. I don't know if you guys see it. Let me actually turn this into a line chart. Okay, so yellow is SIL. Blue is the spot price of silver, and green is SILJ, the junior miners index. So while silver's up 141% this year, the indices are up, well, SILJ is up 172%. SIL is up 163%. It's outperforming, but it's kind of half-hearted. It's kind of half-hearted because if you do the gold equivalent, so if I include the price of gold, GDX and GDXJ, you'll notice, and I'm going to pull it up here in a second, you'll come to realize that the gold miners have vastly outperformed gold. So let's go ahead and change that to GDX. Let's go ahead and change that to GDXJ. All right, so here you've got gold. Oh, my screen's in the way. My face is in the way. Is there a way I can actually minimize this? It doesn't. Hold on. Let me get a better view. Okay. I think this is. Okay, I think this is a little better, so that way you guys can see the price scale. So the yellow line here is the price of gold, or is the percent move in gold over the last 1 year. So it's up 72%. The blue line is GDX, which is the gold mining index, and GDXJ is this junior gold mining index. So gold's up 72%. GDX is up 162%, over a 2x outperformance. GDXJ, a whopping 177%. So the gold mining stocks have left gold in the dust. Compare that with the silver mining stocks, which are barely half-heartedly pushing their own weight. And also, interestingly enough, I also think that there's a case to be made. You notice this green line. This is GDXJ. This is the gold junior miners index. It's barely outperforming GDX, the majors. So in my mind, I think, and again, this is not financial advice, I think if I were to deploy capital right now, and I actually might, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to deploy into GDXJ, or junior gold mining stocks, and silver mining stocks. I think those have or hold the greatest opportunity if you're going to play gold and silver right now. And of course, gold and physical gold and silver, because look, if you're stacking this stuff in anticipation of a reset of some sort. I mean, you do want it in possession. The stocks will be great because you get your account in fiat currency goes up. But at the end of the day, you do want this stuff on hand. So I'm not trying to dissuade you guys from buying the physical. What about now? Give me a one in the chat if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. All right. I think we're good now. Sorry. How long was I out, guys? How long was I talking into the ether? What was the last thing you heard? Two minutes? Okay. So I'm gonna just start back here. So this is a list of the largest silver mining companies in the world. And it says here that there's 34. Right? 34. There's way more than 34. But those 34 companies have about a total market cap of $249 billion. Now, $249 billion, that's not even, I mean, that's barely a fraction of the total market cap of something like NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA has a market cap of $4.6 trillion. But if you consolidate, if you took all of the world's silver mining companies, you added them all up together, they come up to $250 billion. And silver is a huge necessity in the world. It's an industrial metal, unlike gold, and industry needs it. You've got Samsung, developing this new type of battery that utilizes it. You need silver for the military-industrial complex. It's a necessity. It's kind of like the metals equivalent to oil. Oil is, we live in a sea of energy, and silver also plays a part in that role. And so $250 billion, that implies, why is that important? Because it implies that it doesn't take that much capital to really shake up this sector. I mean, all it really takes is maybe a handful or a couple handful of billionaires to buy up this entire thing. It's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. And so, you've got Wheaton Precious Metals, Fresnillo, Pan American Silver. Wheaton is at 55 billion. Fresnillo is at 32 billion. Pan American is at 22 billion. And again, that $250 billion number, that's pretty much consolidated in like the top 5. Like you scroll down here, it's like 20 million. Really? That's number 34, which is Almaden Minerals. 120 million, 140 million. So yeah, I mean, there's really like only a handful of companies that these rich guys are going to buy. And then all these other ones will just, not all of them, but the right ones. You can't shotgun this space, but the right small cap stocks are just going to go ballistic. The key is picking out the right ones, right? Gold mining stocks, $1 trillion. So this is interesting. $1 trillion for the totality of the world's gold mining companies. There's 110 of them here listed. These are 110 largest ones. The largest one being Newmont, 115 billion. Second being Agnico, 91 billion. Barrick being 78 billion. Wheaton Precious Metals being 55 billion, etc. And what's interesting, you've got 250 billion for silver, 1 trillion for gold. And then if you look at the world's top assets, gold is number 1, numero uno, at 31 trillion. Silver now at number 3 at $4 trillion. And here's what's fascinating. Gold, total market cap of all of the gold mining companies are at $1 trillion. So 1 trillion out of 31 trillion. So that's 1 in 30, 1 divided by 30. So that's like 3%. That's like a 3% ratio. Silver, 250 billion out of a $4 trillion asset in silver. So that's interesting. Either the silver mining stocks have to come down, or this silver or the physical silver market cap has to go up drastically to kind of level off the ratio. Do you see what I'm saying here, guys? Give me a 1 in the chat if you see what I'm saying. Because you've got, for gold, you've got a 31 trillion market cap, and the gold mining companies make up $1 trillion. So that's 1 in 30. With silver, you've got a $4 trillion market cap. But that's $250 billion. That's a $250 billion market cap for all the silver mining companies. So it's much. So the ratio on gold is a lot smaller, right? It's 1 in 30. This is, 0.25 out of 4. So to kind of level off those ratios, either the silver price has to go up or the silver mining stocks have to come down. And I think what's more likely is, I think this silver itself is going to continue going up, and in due process, the stocks will follow suit. Let me know what you think. Do you think that how do you think this ratio levels off? I think I got a super chat here somewhere. Give me 1 second. Let me find the super chat. I appreciate the super chat here. Okay. So this one's from Stacking Surfer for $4.99. Thank you so much for the super chat, Stacking Surfer, and I will read the super chat, guys. So if there's something you want to ask me, no stock picks. I can't. I don't want to give out stock picks and stuff like that. But any general questions, I'm happy to answer. Gold and silver mining stocks have huge upside with rising really tied to the overall market. What's your top 5? I know I just said I wasn't going to give any tips, but yes, stock picks. But I'll give you one. I do. I have owned Endeavor Silver for a while now. EXK. EXK. I bought it back in 2020 actually, and I've just added onto it and a bunch of others as well. But picking stocks is hard. Sometimes it's best to pick the ETFs, but there you go. I like EXK. That's one example of I think a good one. I think Don Durrett also has it on his list, and I take his stuff seriously as well. Let's see here. All right. So, yeah, we looked at the charts. What are we at now? Let's get an update here. So, futures price $72 silver, 23.49 platinum. And hey, I mean, copper is going wild too. 557. Don't sleep on copper. Palladium too. You know what? I want to take a look at palladium. I actually haven't charted palladium. Actually, let's look at it from TradingView. It's a lot cleaner there. So palladium, and full disclosure, I mean, I don't own any palladium. So I think this is probably the best symbol. Let's go ahead and turn all these charts off. Look at it from a pricing perspective. Yes, palladium is rocketing higher. So down from its low here in April of 2025, you're up 100%. From a 1-year viewpoint, you're up 112%. So pretty much on somewhere in the middle between gold and silver. Gold, I think gold's up like 60 or 70%. Silver's up like, God, what was it? 100? What was it? 140%, something like that. So palladium is actually in the middle. And I think, yeah, I mean, you could buy palladium off the Bullion Standard Pro membership that we have linked down below. And that's what's important, because like these guys are rocketing up higher. And so you want to mitigate as much cost as you can, because if you are going to buy now, you want to take into account that you're buying at, very momentous times. And so you want to save as much money as you can. And that's where that Bullion Standard Pro membership really comes in handy. So I think we have another super chat here. Let's go ahead and pull that up. This is from Ian Q. Ryan, 3610 for $9.99. Danny, the silver market has manipulated more than gold. There's way less physically silver to trade. It's all undervalued. Price of physical silver, the miners will all go higher / real value. Well, that's what we've been covering on the channel. That's why that's what my guests like Eric Jung have been talking about, Ed Steer, all these guys that have been banging their hands on the table. Here's what's interesting, guys. I would do silver videos like this time last year, and I would get like so much vitriol and hate from people. I think this is when silver was like at $30. And being a YouTuber is interesting because you actually get a read on sentiment. When I was doing videos on silver last year, no one wanted to buy silver. I would get comments like, I've heard this for the last 20, 30, 40 years. Nothing's changed. And now it's the complete opposite. People want nothing but silver content. So does that mean that we're at a top? I don't think so. I mean, we've laid out the reasons why. You guys have brought out very good rationales why. And again, people haven't really, the retail crowd hasn't even dived into this stuff. I'm going to pull up some Google Trends data here, and we're going to look at what the masses are searching. So I'm going to type in buy silver. Let's see. And I'm going to, so this is the United States, and we're going to look at search query volume. Whoa, it's actually spiked up. But here's one thing you have to take into consideration. There's way more people with an internet connection today than there was like in 2010. Or that were at least leveraging the internet. I think it's like a 4x multiplier from 2010. I think there's 4 times as many people online today than there was in 2010. From a worldwide perspective, yeah, it's hot. So, I mean, you could make the case that, there is some euphoria in silver, but the physical constraints are definitely something to also consider. Let's see. Let's type in silver price. Let's see how many people are searching silver price right now. So you can see it's spiked up from a worldwide lens. Oh, actually, you can't see it. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. So let's go back to this. So yeah, this is silver price. You can see this goes back to 2004. And you see this big spike here. This is earlier in the fall. This is October. We came back down, and now it looks like we're going back up. United States. Let's see how that looks from a United States perspective. Yeah, we're soaring high. So there is definitely interest online, but I don't know. Like, I talk to people about this stuff on my channel, and their friends and family members don't buy this stuff up. They wouldn't know what to do with the silver coin if you slapped them with it. So maybe it's just a bunch of us just searching up just checking up on prices on Google, because I know that's what I do sometimes, right? I just go and I check CNBC, I check TradingView, I check Google, I type in like silver price, or I type in a stock price on Google. I go to my Google search bar on my phone, I just type in like so and so price over and over again, multiple times a day. Or I just open up my app, my trading app. Gold price. Let's see what that gives us. Yeah, that's also elevated. Let's see worldwide. Where's all the action coming from? Okay, so it says here the action is coming from Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Ethiopia, Lebanon, Qatar, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Armenia. So yeah, pretty much. I guess the Germans are pretty in the know. They're the only, Austria and Germany and Switzerland. Switzerland makes sense. Germany and Austria. Well, I guess with Germany, they did have the great hyperinflation with Weimar Republic. So maybe that's still like embedded within the German consciousness. So, yeah, people are searching this stuff. We'll see. We'll see how it holds. I want to look at some tweets here. This is a funny tweet. This is from Gold Silver HQ. You know what? I don't know why. I thought I already followed him. Anyways, I just followed him. $70. Rest in peace. Next up, $80. This is a tweet from No Limit. He says, we have a big problem. Gold is ripping while stocks are at an all-time high. That almost never happens. And it rarely ends well. Hold on, guys. I'm hearing like whistling. Is someone whistling in my room? I don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing things. Maybe I'm getting a little too overexcited. Gold is up 67% year to date, nearly 10 times its average yearly return. Insane. Every investor should be paying attention. Here's the big problem. Historically, gold moves against risk assets, not alongside them. When equities are making new highs, capital is usually chasing growth, not protection. Gold tends to lag or even drift lower, but that's not what's happening now. Stocks are pumping like crazy, and yet gold is breaking out anyways. Yeah, that is interesting. That tells you something very important. This setup has shown up before, and it usually ends badly. Okay, so here are 3 instances where this happened. In late 1999, equities were flying while gold quietly based. In 2007, stocks were near highs while gold kept catching bids. In both cases, gold wasn't early by accident. It was early by necessity. So 1999, 2007, you see where he's going here? I think we all know what he's trying to say. Gold doesn't front run growth. It front runs stress. You know what? That's interesting, because I wonder if silver also ran during those times. Let's finish up the tweet and we'll take a look at the charts here to verify. What makes this worse is who's buying. This isn't retail chasing a quick trade. Central banks have been accumulating gold at a pace we haven't seen in decades. Governments are buying massive amounts of gold. In fact, China purchased $1 billion worth of gold in just 30 days. They're reducing exposure to long-dated debt, fiat risk, and currency volatility. They're not hedging or diversifying their positioning for the global monetary reset. Meanwhile, equity markets are priced as if nothing can go wrong. When stocks and gold rise together, it usually means one thing: risk is being mispriced. Either gold is wrong or equities are. History says equities are the one that eventually reprice. This is a warning that the shock, when it comes, won't be small. If you're fully allocated to risk and ignoring this, just know that you're not early in whatever stock or coin you think will 10x. By the way, I've been studying macro for the last 22 years, and I've called every major market job. Wow, maybe I should interview this guy then. What he's saying is true. When I officially exit all markets, I'll post it here for everyone to see. If you still haven't followed me, you'll regret it. Okay, anyways. Let's go and look. I'm curious because he said that gold rallied right before the 2000 .com bubble and 08 crash, but I don't think silver rallied too. And silver's rallying today, so that's a differentiator. But hold on, I think we have a super chat we need to answer. Okay, so this is from Jared B. 5337-499. Jared, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Do you know how much registered silver is left in the COMEX's vault? My favorite AI bot on X said when it hits below 25 million, they declare force majeure. I don't know. Do they release how much is in the vault anywhere? Let's actually outsource this to the chat. Guys, if you can answer Jared's question, feel free to do it in the chat. I'll try to keep up with you guys. See if you answer it. I'll answer your question here, Jared. But I'm not sure how much they have left in the COMEX vault. 25 million. I'm assuming that's what, 25 million. It's not dollars, obviously, but ounces. What would be a unit of measure that makes sense here? So yeah, if you guys know the answer to that question, post it in the chat. If not, if you guess or something, that's fine too. But just qualify it as a guess. Okay, so let's look at the S&P. I want to pull up the S&P. And I want to look at the price of gold next to the S&P. So I'm going to put this all in one chart. I'm not going to try to get too cute or anything. I'm also going to put the price of silver next to the S&P. Okay, so let's go ahead and index everything. Okay, cool. So let's go back to, goodness. Let's try and find the 2000 block here. Okay, and now let's index it. So let's see what he says. So yeah, gold went from 120, index at 123 to 170. So yeah, it was rising. But you'll notice here silver, oh no, gold is actually here in blue. Silver's in green. So trying to make sense of this. Where did gold rise? In 1999. Is he referring to this jump here? Or this? In that case, silver was coming down. Gold was moving up slightly. It's like, what, 14% move? No, it's got to be more than that. Switch this off to a line chart. Turn all this crap off. Yeah, it doesn't look like, so it looks like silver here in green actually came down. And gold, yeah, well, gold rallied as the markets were coming down. And silver just moved sideways in 2000 at least. So I think this time is different, right? Because Silver's moving with gold. Gold moved first since, over the last couple of years, since 2022, but now silver's starting to move. Okay, this next tweet is from Aidan. Okay, silver, my final level. So this is a projection he's making. This is 15 years in the making. I have not had a higher target. Silver's at $30 since I sold in August. SOLJ has underperformed. There will be a catch-up move. We are in a bull market. I still expect a dip into the 16th of January. We are in a bull market. So he anticipates a move in SILJ. Let's go ahead and take a look see what other people are saying on X here. Real time. We're doing it live. I have no idea what posts are going to come up. Hopefully nothing that gets well, no, there shouldn't be. I don't the algorithm shouldn't recommend that. X is better than that. Oh, cool. So Eric Jung is still posting. I think he's what? Like, what time is it in Thailand right now? Eric, you should be asleep. What are you doing? So let's see what Eric has to say. Intensifying shortage. This is what a run on the London silver market looks like from David Jensen. So I guess he's quoting David Jensen. That's a lot to read. Oh, this is like a note here from David Jensen's Substack. Let's see. Is there a way I can summarize this through Grok? Okay, there you go. So Grok says this post shares David Jensen's analysis of a deepening London silver shortage, where the 1-year silver swap rate minus U.S. interest rate hit -7%, inverting normal lease costs and forcing physical deliveries over swaps. Silver prices rose 137% in 2025 to $69 per ounce, amid a fifth straight structural deficit of 215 million ounces by industrial demand in solar and electronics, according to the Silver Institute's November report. High paper leverage in London, estimated at 250 to 1. Wow. So 250 claims to a single unit of silver. So if I have like a bar of silver, there could be 250 people claiming that same bar of silver, essentially. Claims to physical bars heightens unwind risk as seen in past squeezes like 1980, potentially sustaining upward pressure despite economic headwinds. I think we have an answer to Jared's question. Ian says 14.5 tons in the COMEX, 14.5 tons of silver, or 14,500 tons of silver in the COMEX. Doesn't look like anyone else has any sort of guess or answer here. So sorry, Jared. I mean, that's the best I could come up with. Unfortunately, I don't have like a answer off the top of my head. Go ahead and go back here, see what people are talking about. So yeah, basically what that post is saying, that there's essentially 250 claims to the same unit of gold. And this is extremely risky because if this thing unwinds, it could be, I mean, it could send the price of silver to, in pro wrestling parlance, to a place unknown. When they would say like, from parts unknown, that's where silver would go. It'd go into uncharted territory, go into a new reality. I had Michael Oliver on the show last week, and he was talking about how silver's mimicking what copper and lead did in a previous cycle, where they basically broke out into a new reality, meaning that they broke out into a new price range, a complete significant from its old price range. So say goodbye to the $40 days, to the $40 days weren't that long. I mean, they lasted like what, a month? $30 days, $20 days, etc. Looks like we got another super chat. T-Pack, thank you for the super chat, my friend. $5. I appreciate it. Oh, sure. So he says, oh, sure, I've heard this day would come. And here we are. It certainly looks like it. And you can certainly feel that there's something there's an energy in the air. Not that you should base your investing practices on vibes and stuff like that, but it does feel like there's something going on. See what else we got here. More posts from Eric. I can't be awake 24/7, but wow. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to sleep either. I don't, I mean, I'm going to try to sleep tonight, but I'm just pretty giddy right now. Can you tell? Don Durrett. Oh, so Don Durrett has some silver development plays. I'm going to have Don on the show at the start of the new year. I think I wanted to talk about some of his favorite gold and silver companies. So it's kind of weird, guys. Like, I'm excited to see the price move up, but like it's kind of moving up too fast. Like by the time I bring Don on to name his top stocks, you know, is the asymmetry going to be gone by then? You know what I mean? But this is some of his favorite stocks. I'll make the screen bigger. Let's see here. Open image in new tab. Oh, okay, much better. So let's see. How does Don rate his stocks again? What's his final? Okay, quality. I guess we'll go with that. So he's got a bunch of B's, B pluses. The highest one here, there's an A minus down here. Vizsla. Oh, Vizsla Silver Corp. A minus. So he has it as an A minus. That's his highest rated. That's the highest quality stock he's got rated on here. They're all mostly silver. Upside, he's rated as a 4, which I'm presuming is out of 5. Downside, 3.5. So, yeah. Abra Silver, B. So, I mean, what his lowest one is this C plus one here. Silver Mines SVL on the Australian exchange, I'm presuming. Yeah, AX, Australian exchange. Let's see. Make gold great. Yep. We looked at the market cap here. Silver is now number 3 market cap in the world. Can you believe it? How long have I been live? I've lost all track of time. I'm streaming through StreamYard and they don't tell me. Oh, they do actually. 52 minutes. Okay. Wow. Time flies. Okay. Another post here from Make Gold Great. Silver at 72 is only 12% of the all-time high inflation adjusted highs. That is a good point. Let's go pull up the inflation adjusted highs. So I'm going to pull up silver and I'm going to divide this bad boy by the US CPI, or lie, as some may call it. And so now it's adjusted on the CPI. Hold on. No, this is gold, actually. Hold on. XAG, not XAU. Okay. Bam. Wow. Actually, that's a really good point, because looks like we're about to break on out of here. Look at that. This is a major resistance point that we're at today. After that, next one is up here. This point here. So was it 8? So how much of a rise would that be from our point today? That's a 30% move. 70 times 1.3. That's what, 721 plus 70, $91. I guess that would be the next stopping point. That would be the next bus stop, I guess. If silver is able to break through from this level, using this, am I blocking the screen again? Okay. So, yeah, you see this now, guys? All right, it's blocking the screen again. There's a major resistance point that we formed here. We're literally right on it. So this is actually a critical point. And this is so cool to see. If we break through this point, I think that this would be the next resistance point up here. And that's a 30% move from here. So that would be the next major checkpoint, if you will. And 30% of or 100 or 130% of 70 is about 90 some odd, $91. So that could be the next point to look for. So what were we talking about again? We're so all over the place. Okay, using the way CPI was calculated with 1980, as all the normies who missed the move are calling tops. Only those who understand know we're just getting started. So yeah, so it's a 30% move to hit this top. If we were to go all the way back here, that'd be 180% move. So 180%, that's like it's a little bit short of a 3x. So it'd be like $200 silver, around that ballpark. But what I will say, the US CPI is full of you know what. So this denominator should be a lot bigger. You know, maybe you're better off like multiplying that 3x by 2, or multiplying anything you see here by 2. So instead of 30%, maybe it's 60% to get to this point here, and maybe it's a 6x as opposed to a 3x to hit this point. Because again, if your denominator is being suppressed, because they're suppressing the CPI, according to shadow stats, according to all these methodologies that they do with substitution, if the price of steak goes up too fast, they replace it with like chicken breast to, you know, price of steak goes up from $10 to $15. They replace that in the CPI basket with a $10 chicken breast, and they can say, oh, well, there's actually no price movement in food and so forth. Well, that's apples to oranges, or that's steak to chicken breast. And there's all sorts of other hedonic adjustments and all that other bologna that they talk about. But yeah, I think a more accurate way to measure it, to control for the inflation, is through M2 money supply. So let's look at that instead. Boom, check that out. M2 money supply. How much money is sloshing around in the system right now? Really no way of getting around that. They did change the reporting mechanism in, I believe, 2023. And obviously they changed it in a way to benefit their own books. So I would say the denominator here is, even this denominator is understated. I think this denominator should be bigger, but be that as it may, looks like we've got some resistance up here. That's a 75% move, just to get back to this 2011 level of silver versus the M2 money supply. And then pretty much a 10x move to get back to the 1980s level. Now, 1980s, I'm kind of hesitant to use that as a reference level, because it was really an odd time. The Hunt brothers cornered the market. The price didn't just move there on its own. It was due to, you know, a billionaire family just shooting the price on it. But some may argue that's what's happening today on steroids, right? You've got many Hunt brothers potentially doing what the Hunt brothers did in the 1980s. So maybe it is. Maybe it is a worthwhile reference point. In which case, 10x, according to this ratio chart. So let's see what else we got here. I think that's it. Are we seeing any other big price movements going on? Let's see. 72.42. Copper. Yeah, I think anything else that you guys want to talk about? Yep, this is not Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even a shitcoin. It is silver. Yeah, it just doesn't stop. It soars to $72 for the first time in history, and it does not stop. Well, there you go, guys. I think we covered all the super chats. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed this podcast, this actually isn't a podcast, it's a live stream. hit that like and subscribe. You got value out of it. You enjoyed yourself. Oh, we got a super chat. But do all that stuff too, okay? Because it does help me. It supports me. And let's go ahead and read the super chat. Okay, $19.99 from Lloyd. Lloyd, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it, my friend. You're very generous. Thanks, Danny. Do you look at overnight versus intraday movement in the equities? I do know that, at least with the physical metals, if you were to just trade the overnights, and like if you were to trade the overnights solely and trade the intraday solely, overnights outperform by like huge margins. Because there's all kinds of chicanery when the American markets happen that you don't see in the Asian markets. But I don't look at the equities. No. Well, I mean, I check. I check like overnight equities. Yeah, but I don't like. I don't study them, for example. Like I haven't like identified any patterns or anything like that. But thank you for the super chat, Lloyd. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We may do another one of these. I mean, it seems like you guys like this. So I might have another one in me, maybe tomorrow. Well, actually, no, the markets are closed tomorrow. Are they? Christmas Eve? I'm not sure. Anyways, whenever the markets are open, I might do another one of these, or not when the markets are open, actually, because it seems like it was a hit. So hit that like and subscribe. Also, remember, if you're buying into your stacks, support our good friends over at the Bullion Standard Pro. You do help me in the process as well. It's basically like the Costco of precious metals. I know Costco sells precious metals, but I believe the savings here are even greater than the ones at Costco. So you pay $35 a month, and you effectively get these gold and silver products and platinum, etc., at super cheap prices that will pretty much beat 99% of the competition out there. So check it out. Link is in the description box down below. Use promo code COSM10 at checkout to get 10% off your first month. So thanks for